In America today, the heart of railroading lies in the mighty diesel-electric locomotives that make the railroads go. This one is new, just out of the factory and ready to roll, being tested before delivery. These huge power plants on wheels are called locomotives by the men who make them. To the rest of us, they're simply engines. And in the lore of American railroading, the men who drive them are still called engineers. But the men who design these big prime movers are professionals, university-trained mechanical engineers, whose specialty is the design and construction of locomotives. Anderson Mazoka of Zambia is a professional engine-building engineer. Anderson Kambela Mazoka, 25, came from his home in Lusaka, Zambia, to study mechanical engineering at Union College in Schenectady, New York. He graduated in 1969 and went to work at the General Electric Company's locomotive plant in Erie, Pennsylvania. Here, he will learn the practical aspects of engine building and eventually railroad operation. General Electric has been building locomotives since 1893, but the needs of railroading throughout the world change, and engineers like Mr. Mazoka and his colleagues must adapt the mechanical design of the locomotives.
Now, the boss wants us to lower that engine, so what you have to do is find out what that angle is and find a device or a coupling that will be able to drive that required horsepower.
But we can't restrict this area.
We can move the radiator down and still have plenty of area to discharge the air.
Well, what do you say about the exhaust ducts here? Don't you think that if we raise it too high, you might have little but limited room here to blow out the air? The theory of an engineer, I think the way I look at it, is where you start from the paperwork, and then you go into the hardware, and you put this hardware together. And in the final stage, you have an equipment that's running, like the locomotive. And that's, I think, the greatest theory we have. And that locomotive, after you have done it, is going to do a purpose that's going to serve the community and the people. My duty as an engineer is to advance the technology of the country. And I am looking forward to put all my force and all my energy in developing the technology of my country by the way of the railroads.
The time Mr. Mazoka spends in the shops at the General Electric plant is as important to him as working on locomotive design. The job of putting these giants together is one that takes equipment as powerful as the locomotives themselves. But many delicate machine operations are involved in construction and assembly. The engineer must understand and design for the skills of workmen and the limitations of machines with which his locomotives will be manufactured. Engines, like men, wear out. Old locomotives come to the factory to die, once proud survivors worn with years of service. They've hauled passengers and freight from coast to coast and border to border over the network of rails that covers the United States. Now they stand waiting to be scrapped for whatever salvage value might be left in them, while new ones roll out of the factory to take their place.
I love to see a locomotive that, putting pieces together and see them run and serve a purpose. And at the same time, from my own experience, a locomotive is a prime mover of goods, which are so vital to the economy of the country. And for that reason, I find that's one of the exciting things. The amount of load you can move on by use of locomotives is so large compared to any other means of transportation.
In the United States alone, almost 400 billion ton miles of freight a year travel by railroad. To meet the increased demand for more goods, the railroads have had to adopt new methods.
19, Jack.
Morning. Yes, now, how's the stand first? Thanks, Mike.
Say that again, Tom.
Here at the Penn Central Railroad's freight yard near Albany, New York, technology controls mechanics. Electronic equipment and computers do the work of men. Cars are automatically identified, weighed, and switched to any one of more than 60 tracks in the yard, leaving little for men to do but check the process, making sure that equipment is operating as it should. One thing hasn't changed. The locomotive is still the backbone of railroading. Although they may all look alike, each one is designed for a special job. Some are for pulling passenger trains, others long freights over mountains, still others just to switch cars around the yard. Equipment is important, and so are the goods that are carried. But nothing is more important than the men who operate the equipment. They keep the railroads going wherever they run, here in America or in Africa. As in the Zambian National Railroads, where Mr. Mazoka plans to return. For Anderson Mazoka and his family, Erie, Pennsylvania is a temporary home until he can return to Zambia and participate in the growth and operation of its railroad system.
Oh, pretty. Where are you going now?
My daughter's name is Machenje. Machenje Florence Mazoka. The name Machenje comes from our family. It was the name of my aunt. And the name Florence is the name of my homestay mother. So when I come to this country, we stay with a family for 2 weeks or so before you go to college. And in honor of the lady of the house, I decided to name my daughter Florence. Well, it's time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed. Come here. Yeah, come here. No, not on the couch. That is going to change his mind. Okay.
I don't think we're going to get her to bed tonight.
The world is changing and technology is changing. The more education you have, the better you're off. Now, for instance, the college degree I got in mechanical engineering is good enough for the present. But if you're to look in the future, as far as technology is concerned, a graduate study is quite a necessity. And that's why I thought that if in this spare time I have, like after work, I should go to school and get as much knowledge as I can.
And as technology looks to the future, so do the engineers and designers.
With a sketch, and what we have here is one of the first ideas for a new locomotive. If we can step over here a minute, as you can see up here on the board, this locomotive, Andy, is a U-50, which we made about 5 years ago. Of some of the locomotives that we've made in the past, probably one you're really interested in would be this Zambian locomotive.
Did you design the colors?
Yes, when we were originally proposing locomotives to your railroad, I made colored sketches very similar to these here.
You mean
and we picked and followed your national colors in order to come up with a nice design. In our Muskegon straight electric locomotive, is shown in this picture here. We do have an operator's cab, although it's not really used because this locomotive is automatic.
Railroads have been in existence for almost a century and a half. In this day of moon rockets, they may seem old-fashioned, but they are, as they will continue to be for a long time, the only effective carrier of large quantities of goods and people. And under the guidance of inspired and experienced men like Anderson Mazoka of Zambia, they will continue to respond to the challenge of the future.